You would be surprised to know that any student who studies in the UK, that is in Britain, till standard 12th, he has to compulsorily learn only British history. No European history, no Russian history, no American history, nothing. So that he develops pride of the nation. It is a law, a bill passed in the parliament, that until standard 12th, a student in UK has to learn only British history. And if we try to put that point here, you are killing secularism. You are saffronizing education. And those same people will put that we need to develop pride of our country. Only yesterday night after our evening prayers, me and my colleague Gynavatsal Swamiji was here. For 10 years he was in the United States doing youth activities and cultural activities organization. They were discussing yesterday night till 12 o'clock about the great cultural tradition, about the great legacy that the country has. Where we just taught history of invaders. Didn't we have great kings? Why was I not lucky? Why was I not fortunate that I didn't learn about Chandragupta Maurya and learned about invaders? The national education policy will include all this. So this is what we want. Because from here, quality starts. Quality starts from pride. It doesn't come from just IQ. When you develop pride, quality is a natural subset of it. Quality is a natural subset of pride. And then the processes, the reforms, the systems are all put on quality levels. You know, Finland is the only country in the world where you have a minimum gap between quality of schools and educational institutions performance-wise. You know why? When all educators are sitting here, it's definitely for all of us to know the reason behind it. Even a primary school teacher in Finland is required to have a PhD degree. Surprise, isn't it? I'm giving you the highest standards of quality. The Indian Quality Assurance Council will need to incorporate this as well. Even a primary school teacher needs to have a PhD in education. Then from standard 4th onwards, every teacher needs to have a PhD in their respective subjects. And that is why, and they start school for a kid at 7 in Finland. And it's the only country in the world which has the minimum gap in the performance quality between schools. We want to reach that level. So I talked to you about the British history being taught to Britain students. I talked to you about the Finnish teachers. Because teachers are the architects of the future. Teachers are the Brahma, teachers are the Vishnu, teachers are the Shiva. If they are pure, full of pride, they will instill those values in the hearts and minds of their pupils. Maharishi Arvind, he used to say, one man's purity can change the whole world. India is fortunate to have that started from 2014. One man's purity can change the world. If the Israelis have the Holocaust Day, If the US can have a day of remembrance of slavery, why can't India have Partition Horrors Remembrance Day? This is pride. From pride comes quality. If you don't remember anything in my talk today, keep this sentence not in your pocket but in your heart. All quality is a subset of pride. From pride comes everything. Pride for our country, pride for our society, pride for our tradition, pride for our culture. No country has so many languages. No country has so many variety of culture. By way of administration, a state of India is equivalent to a country of Europe or Latin America. For example, Uttar Pradesh is the largest local government of the world. The largest local government of the world is Uttar Pradesh. By population and administration size, it is equivalent to Brazil. It is not easy to manage such a huge country and to navigate it in the midst of many opposing forces. Is not a joke. So don't curse, don't criticize, play a small positive role where you are. This is the first step of a true teacher being Brahma. Create. Criticism is easy. What is difficult is playing a small positive role wherever you are, whatever you can. छोटा सा दीपक बनना कठिन है. Criticism तो सबको आती है. Even a person who has just played with a rubber ball in his childhood, drawing stumps with charcoal on the wall, he also starts criticizing Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma after the one-day international. Yeah, the ball was going outside the off stump, it pitched on the off stump, it was an outswing delivery away from the body. Why should Virat go there to slash? इतना तो मुझे भी पता चलता है यार, कट लेके पीछे चला जाता है फर्स्ट स्लिप में. You know what is 95 miles per hour delivery? तेरी जिंदगी में तूने ये बॉल फेस नहीं किया, पता है तुझे? 145 kilometers per hour ये डिलीवरी गिरती है. And 40th part of a second, Virat or Rohit Sharma has to judge what to do. तेरे जैसा नहीं है, चलो ठीक है, नेक्स्ट मंडे को आना देख लेंगे. ऐसा नहीं है जो आप ऑफिस में बैठे कई बार करते हो. ये कागज ठीक है, नेक्स्ट वीक लेके आओ. 40th part of a second they have to judge what to do with this, and the ball cuts after pitching 2 feet on the either side. It's easy to criticize, it's difficult to perform. When we want to have quality education, don't criticize any part of the education. Play a small positive role where you can improve yourself, your atmosphere, your system, or you, if you can support the change, the positive change, do it. There it will come quality education. That is most important. Second important part is, as Bhagwan Swaminarayan has instructed in his Siksha Patra, which is the essence of all the scriptures, that whatever education that you have in your life, you must share, you must pass on to the next generation. Maybe it information, maybe it knowledge, or information and knowledge processed, and final product, the wisdom. You must pass on. With this background, let me share something how quality education is developed. And by that, how you live a better quality life. Many years back in Pune, the then Peshwa Madhavrao, as always, would sit on festival days or pious days in the morning, and he would give alms. A small boy, they must be about 7 or 8 years old, he was standing at the corner but would not join the queue. Peshwa Madhavrao was giving money, gold, or even grains, whatever people in the queue would demand. This little boy standing in the corner would not join the queue. At the end of the ceremony, one of the attendants of Peshwa Madhavrao pointed to the little boy and told the Peshwa that that boy has not joined the queue. Should we call him near and ask what he wants? He was called and he said, "What do you want?" And the little boy said, "See, I don't need the money or the ornaments or the gold or the grains that you give, because that are all perishable. Give me something that is not perishable." And Peshwa was like in a state of doubt, in a state of dilemma. What should I answer? And the little boy said, "I want to study. I am a poor Brahmin's boy. My parents don't have the resources to send me to a good education system or a school. So if you can sponsor my studies, I would be more than happy." Peshwa Madhavrao made all the arrangements for this little boy to study further. And that boy grew up to become one of the most famous judges of independent India. I am talking of Justice Ram Murthy. Quality of education starts, now listen carefully. Quality of education starts when you pick up the right people to get better education so that they become better citizens of the society. Many of you are sitting here. Most of you are related with the education system. But unless you pick up such good children, such good students who really want to study well and try to make them reach the zenith of their expectations, you are incomplete as a teacher even if you have taught 10,000 students in your life. Even if you have taught 10,000 students in your life, but if you have not produced Abdul Kalam, if you have not produced Vikram Sarabhai, if you have not produced Dr. Brahm Prakash, you are still incomplete as a teacher. So the onus lies on the shoulders of the teacher. Pick up one. Because again, remembering Sri Maharshi Arvind, one man's purity can change the whole world. So when starting with quality, after this function, identify one student and give him or her your best. Do you agree with me or not? Apart from teaching 10,000 students, that is part of your job. Pick up one student who can change the course of history in future. And that is the biggest service there is as a teacher you can always do to the nation. That makes a teacher a Brahma, creator. A small boy must be at the age of like 15 or 16, 12 or 13. He approached our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj in Mumbai. He was living in a shanty in Malad. That I want to study, but I don't have the resources. Pramukh Swami Maharaj immediately could identify this for him. He went on to graduate himself, postgraduate himself. He went for the public services. He cleared UPSC. And for many years thereafter, he served as an IPS officer in Orissa, in the district of Sundargarh. And the sanskars of satsang that he had got, as Rajesh Bhai said, faith-based. Faith-based. He got faith-based education, which is the need of the hour. He introduced those principles in the Naxal regions of Orissa. He started police and Naxals cricket matches. See, quality of education counts. Where you have been touched. Education is not just mugging up textbooks. He started musical programs with Naxals. He employed police vans and police jeeps to carry the children of Naxals to schools. And today, when I am talking to you, the Sundargarh district of the state of Orissa is absolutely Naxal free because of the efforts of Yashwant Jethwa. The boy's name is Yashwant Jethwa. What I mean to say is, pick up one student. As Peshwa Madhavrao did, and he created Ram Murthy, as Pramukh Swami Maharaj did, and he created Yashwant Jethwa. And when there was an international symposium of police officers in Switzerland in the year like 2003 or 4, only one officer has to be sent from each country. Because of the efforts and the results produced by Yashwant Jethwa in bringing Naxals into the mainstream society by his efforts of that generated from faith-based education, he was selected, he was sent representing the country, and of the 150 police officers who had come there from 150 countries, for 1 week they all stayed together, discussed everything from traffic to terrorism to smuggling and everything. Their views, their presentations and everything. Instant tests and everything. Yashwant Jethwa stood first among 150 police officers of 150 countries. Faith-based education. Quality education. Pick up one student. Because, why I'm emphasizing on that point, faith-based, not just because I'm a sadhu, not because I'm a saint, that I would tell you faith-based education. You want pleasure, joy, happiness and bliss in life. Pleasure and joy you would get from materialistic things. Happiness and bliss from spirituality. Science can lengthen your life, but only spirituality can deepen it. It is as simple as that. And faith-based education has been introduced in organizations. You would be surprised to know Dr. Veer Singh has written a thesis, Management Wisdom of Lord Krishna, in which he has written the best modern day management principles that Stephen Covey teaches, Og Mandino teaches, Robin Smith teaches, Shiv Khera teaches, Robert Kaplan teaches, were all well exhibited by Krishna on the field of Kurukshetra. He writes this book. I am giving you the name of the book and the name of the author. Management Wisdom of Lord Krishna by Dr. Veer Singh. And you'd be surprised to know that this book has been well accepted as a reference book in many B schools across Europe and America. बेताल की बातें आपको कैसी लगती है? भूत की बातें, विक्रमादित्य और बेताल की बातें, स्टोरीज लगती है ना? And modern days would say myth. A Harvard professor got his hand on this. He read it. He said that this is a wonderful piece of communication. We know the story. Episodes आप सभी ने देखे होंगे. वो भूत चढ़ जाता था उनके कंधे पे, विक्रमादित्य के कंधे पे, और बोलता था कि you should do everything what I say. And of course the king has to do in his kingdom according to the policies of the kingdom. So Vikramaditya would do according to the policies decided. But when that ghost would hold his neck and say, why didn't you do according to what I said? Vikramaditya said, see, I did what you said. And then Vikramaditya would make him explain and make him convince that, see, I did what according to your advice. I didn't do according to my policies. Actually, he had done according to his policies. This professor found it, this is a wonderful piece of communication. You do according to your choices and make your boss believe that I did according to you. You make your professor and your chancellor and vice chancellor believe that I did according to you. And he said, my goodness, this is a wonderful piece of communication. This should be taken forward. He did his PhD on Vikramaditya, Betal and Bate. He got a doctorate for it. And today at the Harvard Business School, Vikramaditya Betal Ki Bate is a reference book when it comes to MBA communications. तो ये मत सोचना कि हमारे जो पूर्वज थे, ये कपड़े वाले, उन्होंने ऐसे ही सब ये बातें लिखी है. मैंने आपको दो बातें बताई, मैनेजमेंट विजडम ऑफ कृष्ण एंड विक्रम एंड बेताल की बातें. दिस ग्रेट ऋषिज ऑफ इंडिया. आप में से कितने अक्षरधाम गए हो दिल्ली में? जस्ट रेज योर हैंड्स इफ यू बीन टू दिल्ली अक्षरधाम. क्वाइट मेनी ऑफ यू. इन हॉल नंबर 3 exhibition we have a boat ride. It's a 110-acre sprawling campus on the banks of Yamuna, where you have a perfect, an ideal exhibition of Indian culture, well presented. In 10 minutes of boat ride, you see 10,000 years of human history. And that boat ride, today, when we go through the opinion books, has inspired millions of people. 2 American scientists, rather aerodynamic experts, they decided, let's use the formula as prescribed in the Indian ancient scriptures. जो हमारे सत्शास्त्रों में पुष्पक विमान की बातें थी, पुष्पक विमान, उनके श्लोक लिखे गए हैं. They interpreted it after studying Sanskrit and also took the help of Sanskrit experts. Got it translated, the old theories. And it flew. We have this heritage. But what is our mindset? We don't do yoga. But if that yoga comes all the way from America with an addition of a big inflated egoistic American A behind yoga and becomes yoga, you spread out yourself on the mattress in the morning. This is the cheapness of our mentality. If that yoke comes added, suffix A, which is a big inflated egoistic American A, it becomes yoga. Approved by the West? Yes, then I will do it. Approved by the West? Then it's fine. This I am telling you because when you want to improve the quality of education and thus the quality of life, you must have faith in the scriptures of ancient India. For that, just one visit at Swaminarayan Akshardham and you will get convinced. Second important part of quality of education and thus quality of life is, you must instill in your students that if I decide, I can. If I decide, I want all of you to repeat with me. If I decide, I can. If I decide, I can. You must instill this in the hearts and minds of your pupils, that you are capable. Shri Maharshi Arvind used to say that souls are potentially divine. Vivekananda used to say each soul is potentially divine. Your job as teachers is to bring out that potential, is to bring out that divinity from your pupils, and there the quality of education lies.